Hi, and welcome to your restorative practice. My name is Laura, and today we're going to be utilizing all of our props plus more. If you don't have some of these props, that's okay. We can use things such as bed pillows or cushions from your couch. A restorative practice is where we get back into a parasympathetic state in our nervous system, meaning rest and digest. So for this next hour, we are going to be maybe moving through 4 yoga poses, and we'll be really supported in each pose. The average time we're in a pose is anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes per pose, sometimes a little bit more depending on our bodies. And this is a practice that you can turn to anytime throughout the day. It's always good in the morning, the afternoon, and the evening. So the morning time is just a way for us to set ourselves up for that rest and digest. I find in the middle of the day, sometimes it's like that good pick-me-up, that rested state that you need to continue on with your day, and also a really good practice to do before bed. And so let's go over some of the props you're going to be utilizing today. As you can see, the more the merrier. I am in a nice comfy outfit, so loose clothing, nothing that's going to constrict you or constrain your body by any means. And a warm pair of socks is highly suggested. So for our practice today, I've got several props. I've got 3 blankets, and you can use any kind of blankets you want. Sometimes we'll use the blankets over the body, but also we'll use it as a pillow for support. So here are 3 blankets, and if you're practicing on a harder surface, maybe the floor is a little bit more cool, then I suggest placing a blanket over top of your yoga mat as well. So we've got our 3 blankets piled up here, and then I've got 2 bolsters, but you can use your bed pillows or your cushions from your couch, a trusty eye pillow just to keep out the light, especially if you're practicing in the morning or the afternoon, and as well as 2 blocks. And so for our practice today, we're going to start in one of my favorite poses. It's a restorative heart opening position. What we'll do is take 2 of our blocks. So the first block is going to be at the back of the mat where our head goes, and I just put it on the second level. And then the second block will act as though it's a stepping stool. So we'll place it right below the other block, and then we'll take one of our trusted bolsters. If you are using a bolster, just make sure that the zipper is facing down so it's not against the spine. And we do have some handlebars usually on our bolsters, so we'll want that to be facing out as well. Place that over top. Now, if you would like to use a pillow for your head and your neck, then we'll take your blanket and unfold it, just placing it over top of the bolster, and we'll let a little bit of that hang off the bolster. And I'm using a secondary bolster for my knees, so I invite you to do the same. We'll come to laying down onto our backs here. You want to make sure that nothing is floating in space so the elbows aren't hanging out. So scooch down as much as you need to until the elbows are resting on the mat. And we'll take that blanket pillow we've created, start to conform it around the neck, around the head, just so that it's giving us that extra cushion here. And if you've got your eye pillow, you can have that handy nearby. If you would like a blanket for the body, maybe you just place it over top of the low body, maybe the feet, maybe the abdomen, maybe the whole body, depending on how you're feeling today. And then if it serves you, we'll place our eye pillow over top of the eyes. You can keep your bolster or your extra pillow underneath your knees. Or if you prefer, you can have nothing underneath the knees as well. As you start to settle in here, I invite you to feel the support of your props underneath you. close down the eyes or keeping the eye pillow there. Allow the back of the body to become nice and heavy. The front of the body light. Our practice is all about letting go. So in this moment, we will let go of the day that's ahead, or perhaps the day that you've just had. Letting go of tasks or to-do lists. This hour is solely for you. And there's nothing else that you need to do or nowhere else you need to be but here in this space, resting. So take a nice long slow breath in through the nose. Pause at the top here. And on the exhale, let a long audible sigh out through the mouth. Allowing the body to breathe itself. And if at any point the mind wanders, which it might, simply bring your awareness back to your breath. If you feel the need to stay here, you have my permission to stay here as long as you need to. However, if you're ready to move positions, we will do so in such a slow, meditative state. The slower that you go, the better for your body. And slowly begin to deepen the breath. And if you have your eye mask on the eyes, just gently place it to the side. Moving slower than slow, we'll start to roll onto your favorite side, using the props as support. And very slowly, at a snail's pace, we'll press ourselves all the way up, preparing for our next pose. If you had that additional bolster underneath the knees, we'll place it to the side. We'll take one of our folded up blankets and place it at the back of the mat here. And this is where we are going to have a seat on top. Removing your pillow that you used, even if you want to add in for your head, even if you wanted to add in an additional support here, you can have 2 blankets underneath the sit bones. Taking our bolster, we'll have the zipper facing out as well and the handlebar facing down. Deconstructing our little pose or our little position here, stepping stones. Take the soles of the feet and slide the bolster in between. Placing the blocks underneath the thighs. You can have them as close as you'd like together. And then that third blanket we'll maybe use as an additional pillow here. And we'll lean into the support here, leaning our head into the bolster and the bolster into our head here. Letting gravity take over, adjusting as you need to. Maybe you slide the bolster closer to you, or maybe you slide a blanket, roll it, and place it underneath the ankles. Lots of support here as we find stillness and rest. Let the hands just sort of hang down the sides of the body. Going back to your breath. Noticing where perhaps you're holding on tension or stress within the body. Take a nice, long, slow breath in through the nose. And on the exhale, release the breath through the mouth. Releasing any tension. Allowing the body to soften, to settle here. slowly place your hands around the bolster that is supporting your head. Slower than slow, we'll start to press ourselves up, pressing the bolster away, coming back all the way up into a seat. Removing the blanket if you had it as sort of support on the head. We'll take the bolster and place it down by our sides. We're not going to be utilizing the blocks, so place the blocks aside. Take one of your pillows, and this is just so that we have access to it if we would like it. Take one of the blankets and unfold it so it's a little bit longer, and begin to roll it as if it were a snake. This is going to be placed where our feet will land as a little bit of a support for underneath our ankles. But for now, we'll forget all about it and use your pillow you've got here that maybe you were sitting on. We'll use that for a position where our head can rest. Come all the way back down onto your backs. Planting the feet into the ground, about hip-width distanced and parallel. On our inhale, we'll lift the pelvis and the hips, slide the bolster underneath the sacrum. Now, if you find this is too much, too high, you can swap it out with your block and place your sacrum on the lowest level of the block. If you would like to, you may go ahead and grab a hold of the eye pillow, place it over the eyes. Now take that blanket pillow underneath the head and the neck and start to conform it around the neck here, giving you additional support. A few options, you can have the legs long if you would, the knees bent if you would like, or perhaps you lengthen the legs out a little bit. Noticing that that rolled up little snake you've created is now supporting the ankles. Moving into what feels good for your body. Hands wherever they feel most comfortable. Take a nice, long, slow breath in through the nose. And on the exhale, release any tension, any thoughts, any tasks, any to-dos. As we simply rest here in a supported position to support the heart. And if the legs are long, slowly begin to bend at the knees, planting your feet back into the earth. And as you're ready, we'll lift the pelvis and the hips. Remove the prop, slide it all the way down so that it lands underneath the knees. You can use the rolled up snake that you've created, that blanket you've created, and place it under the ankles. You can keep the eye mask over the eyes as we come into our final resting pose, our Shavasana. Maybe you grab a hold of your blanket, placing it over top of the body. Taking your hands down by the sides of the body. Or maybe you have them resting on the heart or the belly or the low abdomen. Take a full breath in. And on the exhale, maybe ask yourself, what is one more thing that I can do to make myself a little bit more comfortable? Relaxing all the muscles in your face, the forehead, eyebrows, eyes. Relax the teeth and the tongue, the jaw. Relaxing your shoulders all the way down through your arms and out through your fingers. Relaxing the pelvis and the hips, the thighs, knees, all the way down the lower legs. Relaxing your ankles, your feet, and all 10 of your toes. Your entire body relaxed as you let go and rest here. And slowly begin to deepen your breath. Maybe wiggling and moving your fingers, or moving your eye pillow. Maybe you stretch the body just like you do when you wake up in the morning. Hear the sound of my voice as you slowly come back into the body, into the breath. Let's take a few deep breaths here, reawakening the body by wiggling or moving, or perhaps you stretch the body in any way to reawaken yourself from practice here together. And in the next few breaths, we'll slowly roll to our favorite side, using your arm as a pillow or support. Thanking yourself for being here and for your practice. And as you're ready, we'll come into a seat as we close practice here together. Bringing the hands to the heart if it serves you, and align the head over the heart over the pelvis. Thank you so much for joining me today. May you choose to release and let go, not just in practice, but off of the mat into your everyday living. And from my heart to yours, namaste.